Marvellous job, Shane. It'd be nearly as hard as working with Ron Brain, I can see.
We could swap places sometime.
98 plays 62. Back into the centre. Up go the big fella. Lands in the arms of Alford there. Easy as you like. North Geelong can get into attack through Robbie Dick. Centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Shelley, cool as you like, goes back and takes the mark easily on his chest at half back for Corio.
Yes, nicely done in front there of Darren Scholes. Elects to go to the outer side of Osborne Park. The bouncy ball won't sit for anybody. Oh, Simon, in fact, picks it up like a little rover, runs his full turn, buzz it to the teeth of goal. Oh, McNamara dropped the soda. Tony Spence said, thank you very much to Mr. McNamara, and kicks a very handy third goal for the Magpies.
3 goals to Tony Spence, and gee, I call them the nose pickers, Ron. They sit down there in the forward pocket. You don't see much of them. They're just picking their nose. All of a sudden, bang, Spencer's got 3 goals on the board, and if they can get another one very quickly, they're back in the game with a chance.
Well, the Corio Village News Agency, Taco Bill's final quarter scoreboard here at Osborne Park now moves North Geelong to 10-8-68. Only 30-point trailers over Corio 15-8-98. Cookie, a real ball game on our hands here at Osborne Park.
Well, still 5 goals the difference, Ron, but the important thing there, Vac was in the play, Orford was in the play, and the nose picker at the back, Spence just bobbed it through, and who knows, they get it out of the centre quickly. Goals can be scored very quick. Up goes Sengenev, though. He's got other ideas. Knocks it to the ground. Cousins runs on him at the extreme pace, fires the ball with the right foot into the forward pocket, looking out there for his teammate in Boothroyd, but the kick was wide of him. It bounces, and goes over the line and out of bounds. Forward pocket, Corio in attack, trying to answer that Geelong North goal.
2.5 minutes of the final quarter have travelled, and Corio lead by 30 points. Ball back into play. Jones does the ruck work for the North Geelong side. Goes over the back of the pack. Cornwall picks it up, shoots it, goal. It's close, but it's offline.
Well played, Nevada. Cornwall, that deserved it. He rode that beautifully and put it on the foot as quick as he could, and 1 point only goes on the board. And, well, they needed a goal there just to sort of sew it up a little bit, waiting to see how the ball's going to be kicked in. Might be Skoko down there kicking in. Kicks out wide. Simpson's the target. Up goes Simpson. Can't mark. It's thumped away towards Cornwall of Corio. He can't quite gather in sweetly. Byzantine handballs to Carla Gomez. The Mexican wonder gets the kick away. Robbie Dick's off, and Slippery Dick goes boom, boom, boom. 2 bounces. Spears the pass in half forward. Lovely kick by Dick, and he's found his teammate in Spence. The nose picker takes the mark.
Goes short too, and good football finds the captain of the Magpies. Those fabulous Magpies in Dick Philpott's heart, and finds Daryl Jones. The skipper, he'll be shooting from about 48 to 50 metres from goal, very slight angle.
Ronnie talking to Dick Philpott's heart. It's a big one. He can nearly fit the whole side in there. In goes Jones. Long kick into the goal square. Not particularly effective, though, and going back, taking a mark. Jimmy Ontuk, and hasn't he been a handy defender for the Corio side today?
Certainly has. Hasn't put a foot wrong all day. Very strong. Goes to the outer side. Pack of players fly. Comes to ground. Opportunity now for McCone. Now good support. Picks it up. Kicks back to Wall. Here's an opportunity for Zemanjeva. Takes the mark. Plays on with quick hands. The running Cornwall. The skipper for Corio. Pass it to Boothroyd, but he's outpointed by Skoko. Good support by Gomez on the left foot. Goes out to the outer side. I should say member side half-back flank. Finds Robbie Dick, who's been prevalent the last half of footy. His kick on this occasion. A poor one. Chipping in, taking a nice mark there. Paul Manson.
Manson it is. Centre wing position. Grandstand side of the ground. Corio in charge. Corio in attack. Taking all the time he likes about this one, Paul Manson. Now kicks with the right foot. He's called to play on. Eventually he took that long. Up he goes. Boothroyd pushes his opponent out. It goes past Gomez, who can't handle cleanly. Cockerell. That's Ian Cockerell lays the great tackle. He turned his tackle. Skoko lays a great tackle. Good defensive work. He laid the tackle there, Skoko, on Ettridge, and the umpire signified he had no chance, and I'll bowl it up midway between forward pocket, half forward flank. Corio in attack.
Now, no one can trap the ball cleanly. Boundary umpire said, yes, it's over. I'll have touch of the leather, and we're 45 metres from the Corio goal, and it's in the early stages of the final term.
That's a better throw in. A bit more elevation from the boundary umpire on that occasion. The ball comes out wide. It's picked up here and kicked round the corner by Dave Cullen of the Corio side into the pocket. In comes Jamie Marnie. Might have been held without it. Ball still free. Umpire says, we'll throw it in. And the boundary umpire is going to repeat the dose, Ron.
99 points, play 68, 31 points, Corio advantage. 4.5 minutes have gone to the final term. Ball now, members side, forward pocket for the North Geelong side. Cockrell caught, opportunity now. So we see breaking clear for the North Geelong side there. I think you'll find that could have been James again in the thick of things. Loose ball picked up there to McCone. McCone met heavily by Vicentine. The loose ball again, cleared by the Magpies to the centre of the ground. Alford couldn't take it, comes to ground where we see Keating. Give it to the big fella, Lano, Sam Genevieve. He kicks it to where Boothroyd couldn't take it. Great football again, Angie Skoko, who's done a marvellous job for those fabulous Magpies this afternoon.
Well, they want him at both ends, Ron. He's been terrific at full back, and he was great at full forward, but you can't have two of him. Umpire throws it in. Vac goes up and wins the knockdown. They stack in on top, but over there in the forward pocket, no one can claim a clean possession. Umpire's blown the whistle. Wait and see what he does here, Ronnie. I think he's going to signify a ball-up decision. Both teams getting a little tired, perhaps, and a ball-up is the decision.
Yes, we see that Simon Vac this time does battle with Phil Boyle, the centre-half forward for Corio. Comes to ground, quick kick there out of the pack situation. I think you'll find it's over the line and out of bounds in the forward pocket.
Certainly is, Ron. Now, this boundary umpire here in screen, we're watching on the screen here, he's about to throw it back in. He's been throwing him a bit flat. That one's a bit better. Gives the ruckman a charge. And North Geelong were able to win the knockdown, and away they come out of defence through Jamie Marnie, who gathers the football with great aplomb, kicks towards the centre wing position. Pace is the order of the day here. Robbie Dick, beautiful use of the body on his opponent in Keating. Robbie Dick picks it up and kicks towards half forward. The nose picker Spence can't handle it. It's picked up by Darren McNamara. And the leader of the band crashes through the pack for Corio. Goes out towards the centre. Byzantine makes good ground and deflects the spoil. Bellwood knocks it over his head. North Geelong won't lie down. It's tough in there. And the umpire, McCone's in there too. He's going to ball this one up. About half forward, flank centre, half forward. And North Geelong won't lie down, Ronnie.
No, certainly not. What a clash of bodies there, McNamara and Byzantine. Umpire throws the ball in the air as we see now that an opportunity. And our director's just pointing out that something's happening at the other end of the ground.
Goal square, behind the goal square.
And there's a little bit of a blue fano. Spectators getting carried away also. Players really having a big influence also here this afternoon on the entertainment.
There's a very big fella on the top, a very small fella down there, Ron, and he's giving him some carry, I can tell you.
Back to the footy, ball cleared, Keating comes in, thumps it forward, likewise now comes to where we see a quick kick by Craig Easer. The loose ball over the top of the player's head. Johnny Pickett in the race for the footy, couldn't trap it. Boundary umpire calls for a throw in some 25 metres from the North Geelong goal out of side Osborne Park. Backup players fly. Comes to ground. Working hard there at ground level was Adam Kent. Caps it towards his teammate who clears quickly on the left foot. Ball dropped short there out of side half-back flank.
And Nevada Cornwall was the one who took the mark in front there, Ronnie. Away he went with a little kick there. It might have been Cousins. They're still fighting down the bottom. It's hard to follow both things there. You watch the fight, I watch the play, Ron. And the ball's gone out of bounds. Half forward flank. Boundary umpire about to recommence the proceedings. We'll stick with the footy. Up goes back. He's beaten for it by Sparto Semjanev. Daryl Jones grabs the footy. He's claimed in the tackle by David Cullen, and we will have a ball-up decision. Ron, a quick score from the fight.
Well, the fight at the moment, it's pretty well squared. There's a bit of verbal bashing going on, but they're okay. They've sorted themselves out. Let's get back to the footy.
Back knocks the ball to the ground. In comes the player there. Couldn't pick it up in Shelley. They stack in on top, but Ron, we got time for another score from the fight.
Yes, Bell, there's been a left thrown, and it's on in the goal square, as we see now that, umpires still got the football, throw it in the air.
It's two plays. One, Ronnie, I think you'll find two usually win. As we're waiting on the ball. Here it comes now. A little kick out of the pack might have been by Smilovic of North Geelong. Kicks the ball down to the forward line, bouncing free into the forward pocket. There's not much interest in the footy at the moment, but there's plenty of interest for that poor fella on the bottom of that pack at the far end of the ground. It's a boundary throw in the left forward pocket.
Okay, we see now umpire brings the ball back into play as Alfred doing battle. Over the top was Jimmy Untook, but comes to ground. Corio now gets the ball out. Good football there. Cockrell to McCone. Breaks clear at half back. Looks to the members' side of the ground. Ian Cockrell in front. Trapped it. Under pressure. Loses the footy. Carlos Gomez comes in and kicks it off the carpet for the Magpies. Good footy from him and sees it now over the line out of bounds. Some 65, 70 metres from the North Geelong goal.
Well, I wish someone would go and help that bloke that's on the ground. Well, he's got more than Craig Eves and a few others put together today. Down they go. The battery throw on. He's going to have to throw this one again. I think, yes, he has to throw it in. Trying to get away was Carlos Gomez and Rick Byzantine. But the boundary umpire signified it is out of bounds. He puts the ball back into play now. No one able to get a clean hit down. It might have been back, got that one down, actually. Sam Janev gets the hand pass across to the run of Keating. Keating kicks Corio into attack. Boyle's the target. He's got two to beat as Philip Boyle. Gets rid of Skoko quite effectively. Dives in and did very well, did Philip Boyle. Stacked it on top, but we're going to have a boundary throw. And we're going to have a ball up, half-forward flank with Corio in attack now.
Yeah, Corio still doing it quite comfortably. Cookie, 31 points the margin. We've been travelling. Let's have a look now. About 15 and a half minutes of the final term.
Quick kick out of the pack from Cullen of Corio. Might be too far, I think. It's gone over the line out of bounds on the full. And Angie Skoko, who's played a great game for North Geelong, is going to take the free kick, the relieving one.
It's a nice drop punt too. Looks there for Simon back in front. Flies high and for mine, yes, will be paid the mark for the North Geelong side.
Oh, the hand pass is a shocker. He put his teammate there under all sorts of pressure. Vlado Sinjanev knocked it away. It landed in the arms of his teammate in Davey Cullen. He's kicked it 30 metres up and about 50 metres, no, 50 up and 30 long. And it bounces down. In goes Carlos Gomez there, the Mexican man, but unfortunately he can't get the ball clear of Darryl Jones and also Nevada Cornwall, and it's a ball-up decision, half-forward flank.
Umpire throws it in the air, and again, Simjelova gets it down. Good football from him, but it's well chipped in there by Marnie. Taps it towards Robbie Dick, who sharks it sweetly. Pivots on the right foot, kicks it quickly, and a great courageous mark taken there by Darren Scott.
Away goes Scott. Hand passes to the running Eves. He must be punched drunk. He spins out of a blind turn. A tackle gives it across to the 69er. Ivan Jovanovic down towards half-forward. Out they come. McNamara for Corio. Traps it nicely. Hand passes across to a running teammate in Ross Manson. And away goes Ross Manson towards half-forward, but the kick's not effective, Ron. And it's gone straight to a North Geelong player who takes a nice mark.
He plays on quickly too. Kicks to centre half-forward. I think you'll find that was Dewey Hardiman doing well there for the Maggies. But the loose ball sees it. Vlado Smilovic gets the ball down to his teammate running quickly through. Seth Jalovic gets it to his teammate in on Tuck and on Turk's kick, though is well sharked at half back there. I think you'll find it's Andy Skoko.
Skoko it is, took a good mark. Played a great game, Skoko. Robbie Dick, the flyer from the back, couldn't handle the mark. Goes in again, shovels it out to his teammate in Darryl Jones. Might have been claimed high as he tried to get the ball away. Spills back to Robbie Dick instead of wing. Dick's kick is a long one. It clears Matt Cullen of the Corio's side. He's got support there through Paul Manson's handball out wide. And Shelley, who's been quite a strong defender too, Shelley, kicks the ball down towards Nevada Cornwall, who can't mark. And North Geelong are going to bring this away. And Robbie Dick's got the cramp.
Yes, Dewey Hardiman, it was that broke clear at half-back. Goes short of centre half-forward and finds Spence. Wastes no time. Looks to Johnny Piggott. Trapped it well, but off Colin McCone. And forces the error to Peter McCone. The McGill, I think you'll find, will get the free kick for being held without the footy. No, it's Adam Kent for the Corio Devils. We'll get the free kick at back pocket.
Superman goes on the left foot, kicks it short to his co-coach in Darren McNamara, and away goes the leader of the band. And here he's kicked it too. Back to Superman. Kent takes the mark. Punt kicks the ball towards the centre of the ground. Up they go. No one able to take a mark. Might have been Boyle playing like the rover there. Couldn't mark it, but sharked it nicely.
Good footy.
That's over the back by Etridge. Was great play. Here comes Boothroyd. Legs, lines him up. Legs, kicks for goal. And it's another one to the big fella Boothroyd.
7 goals.
7 goals to him and Corio a home, Ronnie. In an enthralling game at Osborne Park, they've been just too strong and a bit too quick, I might add.
Yes, certainly, Cookie. Yeah, nearly 16 minutes, I would suggest, of travel of the final quarter. And what a quarter it's been for the supporters here enjoying the GDFL entertainment here this afternoon. It all happened in the square, as we see now that let's have a look. Taco Bills and Corio Village News Agency final quarter scoreboard moves now North Geelong to 10-8-68. Corio 16-9-105.
North Geelong won't lie down because back got the head out and went straight to Jones. His hand pass was wide of his elect there in Orphan. Chance to get out of attack here with Corio, but Bellwood picks it up and intercepts nicely. Kicks back towards centre half forward. Got a good mark by Darren McNamara.
The leader of the band on the left foot goes out wide. The lead, good mark too. Taken diving grab. David Cullen takes a very, very good mark on that outer side half-back flank.
Hasn't he been a handy player, Rob?
Certainly, David. Kicks long too. The order of the afternoon for mine. Up there for the high flyers. No one can take it. Oh, Edrich showed some strength for Corio. Gathered the ball. Burst the pack, lost the footy, gained a good 20 metres, out of bounds, outer side centre wing.
A lot of kids doing well here for Corio, up through the under-18s and the seconds from last year, and they're playing well too. They get the ball in towards about half forward. Jovanovic's a chance, but Boothroyd crashes his way through the pack, goes this way, goes that, elects to kick towards the grandstand side of the ground, the members' side we might call it. It went straight across the ground, not a great kick. Robbie Dick, helped out by Gomez. Robbie Dick grabs the ball, spears it back to the centre. Mark taken, hand pass laid off immediately, almost too quick for Bellwood, there from his teammate in Eves. But Bellwood's good enough to gather, kicks it into the forward line and coming out taking a nice mark. It's Johnny Pickett, who has not had the best of days. And Ronnie, is he too far out to score a goal for the North Geelong Magpies here or not?
Well, normally, David, no, he would not be. Got his right knee heavily strapped, is a right footer. This is about 40 metres from goal. We'll test him.
Kicks right foot, runs to the right, hooks it to the left, wait on the goal umpire. Disappointing result for the Magpies. 1 point only on the board to Johnny Pickett. His personal tally now is 1 goal, 2 for the afternoon.
Yes, and really, not enough work by the resting forward pocket player. McNamara with the football for Corio. Elects again to go to the outer side of the ground. Dave Cullen's there. Cool. Chips it into where Jimmy Onturk says, thank you very much. And Onturk takes the grabber.
Been impressed with Jimmy Onturk today. Haven't seen him before, but he's played well. His little kick is a short one, but it's well controlled. It goes to Paul Manson. He heads around the outer side of the ground looking for a teammate, but back is able to chip in front of his opponent there in Sam Janiv. His hand pass not particularly effective. It's developed into a pack little kick off the ground by Darren Scott of North Geelong. Gets it forward. It's just outside 50. McNamara heads for the boundary line and McNamara finds it. Well played by the co-coach of Corio, the fullback, Darren McNamara, taking no chances.
Spoke about Neil Alford early. Cookie, three-quarter time, really needed a big effort from him in this final term. Been very quiet.
Has done so, Ron. He was one of the players I thought might swing it late in the game. It's wait on. This is Jones having a little kick back here for North Geelong. Punt kicks the ball towards forward line. He's found a teammate there who marks. Spears it a pass across. Well played because Jones has drifted down the ground and taken the mark at the true centre half forward position in front of Jimmy Onturk.
Hasn't stopped trying all day. The skipper for the North Geelong side led by example. Unfortunately, though, just not enough teammates here this afternoon. They're trailing at the present time Cookie by 44 points.
He's going to kick from about 45 metres out. This is not a problem for this player. He's a lovely kick at the football. Oh, leans back on it. It's a beautiful goal. Kicked by Daryl Jones. His second. And we keep saying North Geelong, I don't think they can get it, but they won't lie down. They're fighting the game right out, Ron.
Yeah, they certainly are, David. And, it's a real concerted effort, and I've got to give Robbie Dick a mention, number 46 in this last half of football for North Geelong. He's worked tirelessly at half-back, and when he gets the ball, I like what he does. He always finds a teammate up the ground, and we see that the Corio Village News Agency and Taco Bill, final quarter scoreboard move North Geelong to 11-9-75. They trail Corio 16-9-105.
Here comes Byzantine out of the centre for North Geelong. Punt kicks the ball long, but McNamara going back with the flight of the footy, backing into the pack, takes the mark. Mick O'Toole, the Wild Irishman, gives it back to the leader of the band, and McNamara punt kicks the ball out to half-back, looking for a teammate and finding out there his man, Ronnie, to pick him up.
Rossi, no, it's number 20, I would suggest.
Greg Cockrell it might have been. Away he goes, out towards the centre wing. He's got a teammate running. They punt kick the ball towards half-forward to Corio. Boothroyd's in behind this time from Skoko. It's picked up by Etheridge. Standing still, shot from Etheridge from 45 metres. Bang! A A beautiful goal by Mark Edwards, his third. Well, although he hasn't been a star, he's just been there all day, Ron.
Yeah, well, it certainly has, David. 20 minutes of travel of this final quarter on the Corio Village. Taco Bills final quarter scoreboard. Corio 17-11, 111. Really giving a merry dance to the North Geelong side here this afternoon. 11-9-75 in the GDFL. Round 6 match of the day on WIR-FM.
Mark Edwards, first time I've seen him play, and he's been handy. Without being brilliant, he's been very handy. And 3 goals straight from a ruck rover. Good effort from him today. Up they go. Sam Janiver's beaten by Vac. It goes back to Vac, who tries back to Vac. That was pretty hard to say, Ron. As the hand pass came out, landed the arms of Orford. Orford spins and kicks quickly towards half forward, and Shelley comes in and takes a very good mark, dribbling across the face of it for Corio.
Very solid defender is the number 21 Guernsey, Darren Henry. Shelley goes to the outer side of the ground. Oh, good football, Dave Cullen. Went over the top to Ross Manson. Steadies. Looks to the centre of the ground there for his teammate, and I think you'll find that was Phil Boyle. Couldn't take it. Good work, Simon Vac. Got it to Jovanovic. Breaks clear of down centre wing. Looks to half forward. Couldn't find his teammate on that occasion. Leaping high was Skulls. Loose ball now. Or the Windy Wolf attempted. Oh, Alford must get a free kick against Jimmy Onturk. Not paid by umpire.
So back to Margaret gathers it. And away they go, Corio, through the agency of Cousins. Balks this way. Balks that. Goes back, has to kick it up high, kicks towards half forward. Good mark taken by Reno Smilovic in front there, and yes, has been paid. Good strong mark by Reno. The Ox.
Yep. Umpire Knight right on the job, as we see now that Smilovic looks to the lead, but the kick is a shocker.
Kicked it straight to Semjanov.
Yep, Semjanov, the one-hander too, did it nicely. Feds off quickly to the running McCone, up there half forward in front. Gee, used his body well in Matty Cullen, and the mullet too takes the mark at centre half forward for Corio.
He's into the nose picker too. The mullet, he bobs up when you think he's gone. He kicks the ball towards half forward, but Simpson, too good there for North Geelong, gathers it nicely, kicks up towards perhaps centre wing position. Spence, he's the other nose picker, gets the hand pass across the back. Back he goes to Spence, going to be in trouble. Kick it quick for a short one, and he does, and he finds his teammate in Craig Eves. He's punched rack, I reckon, Eves. Kicks the ball towards half forward. In comes Orford, takes the mark. He's wide at half forward flank, tries the short one. It's on. The kick is a beautiful kick from Neil Orford, and he's got his teammate coming. Easy marker on no more than 15 metres of him, and the player I was concerned about here is Darren Scott, who's taken a lovely mark. Easy as you like, though, from a very nice kick from Orford. Bit of experience.
After the ball is over.
Yes, it's after.
Nice singing.
Good on you, Shane.
Final
You want to be sitting alongside of him. It's awful. In he comes now, Scott. Fires on the left foot. Long kick for goal. It's a beauty. And Darren Scott puts his first one on the board for North Geelong. And you can have it back at the studio for a minute now, Shane.
Okay, we have the final scores all over the place, but we'll only concentrate right now on Collingwood. It's all over. And, in fact, the final score, 14-17, 101, played Adelaide. 11-10-76. Maggies will be fantastically happy today.
Well, thanks, Shane, and that'll make Carol and Monica down there at Barnhead's very happy young ladies here this afternoon. And likewise, the Corio Devils lady supporters will be ecstatic with their performance, Cookie.
They certainly will. But North Geelong won't lie down. Vac gets it out of the centre again to Visentin. His kick was smothered. It's picked up there by Cockrell. He kicks the ball back towards half forward for Corio. But a nice mark taken there. Might have been the Hardman, was it? Takes the mark, kicks the ball on the left foot in a bit of a hurry. The bounce was very cruel down there for Daryl Jones. Slipping in Superman. Adam Kent kicks the ball back to the centre of the ground. And here's the other nose picker, Marty Cullen, taking the mark. Plays on immediately down to Edridge. Edridge waiting. That's Boyle. Boyle with the bandage on the right hand. Now he steadies. Little short kick from Boyle. Too far for Boothroyd. Got into the back of an opponent, surely. Not paid. Scapegoat picks it up and kicks it out wide. Interchange. On comes Greg Cockrell. And off goes Vlado Semjanov. But what a good day he's had.
Yes, well, that's a real compliment to the big fella because he's having a spell because he's dominated here this afternoon. Simon Beckett was his opponent. Kicked quickly up to half forward. Looks like Shelley could have hurt himself for Corio as we see down the loose ball. Picked up sweetly there. Shot at goal by the youngster in Darren Skulls from 30 metres. Under pressure, offline and through for a minor score.
1 point only to Darren Scholes. Haven't seen a heck of a lot of him. It's only his second game for North Geelong today, Ron, but he'll get better as he goes on.
Certainly will. Good to see the Magpies giving the youngsters an opportunity. As we see now, the Corio boys on that outer side, breaking clear. McCone under pressure, gets a quick kick away. Cousins swoops on it. Too quick there for Ricky Visitine. Away he goes, the racehorse. He has 2 bounces. Steadies, runs his full term and goes bang. Great football, Johnny Cousins, and finds the leading Ian Cockrell.
What a game he's played today. 4 quarters today, Ian Cockrell. Kicks it towards the centre half forward position. Corio are out in front. They're going to receive what... in front of us, they appear to believe it's a free kick. But if you're in front one, you've got every chance of getting those. And I think it might be Greg Cockrell who's just come back on the ground to take this shot at goal.
Yes, and Greg's done quite a good job also here this afternoon for the Corio Devils. Comes in from 30 metres directly in front. Oh, he's hooked it, kicked it like a tired footballer for mine, and it's offline.
Well, they're saying down here in front of us, that's justice. So there you go, Ron. They didn't believe us there in front of the North Geelong bench. Weren't too happy with the free kick. And waiting on the ball to come back in the play. It does so now out towards the grandstand side of the ground. It was intended for Robbie Dick, but I've got to give this boy a bit of a rap, Calvin Cooney. He came on, he has played very, very well. He takes the positive attitude, but if he can't mark, he did what he did then. He thumped it right over the boundary line for the boundary umpire to put a magnificent throw back into play. Well done, son. Spilled clear of Boothroyd. Jones couldn't handle it for North Geelong. They're playing volleyball here. It's about 13-3 at volleyball. Bell was a chance to pick it up. Couldn't quite handle it. It's picked up here for Corio by the player coming through the daring. David Cullen kicks into the pocket, and this looks like butter. Yes, it is. It is out in front. He's already got 3. He's going to line up for his 4th. Steve Simpson standing the mark. Edridge plays on, kicks wide. Up they go. No one able to take the mark. He was looking for Cullen. Hand pass comes across to the 69er, Ivan Jovanovic. And away goes Jovanovic out of defence for North Geelong.
Looks out wide. Opportunities, goals. Quick hands. Good football to Scott. The running Darren Scott goes bang on the left foot. Or drop mark there by the bandmaster, McNamara. Beaten this time by the big fella. Screws it back to centre half forward. Touched off the boot, called the umpire. As away the Corio boys go through Calvin Keating.
Yeah, Boyle gave it across to Keating with good hands. Keating kicks the ball towards the centre of the ground. His target there was Dave Cullen, who couldn't quite handle it at that stage. North Geelong a chance to get it out through Byzantine. They do so. Oh, in the back for mine there against Shelley. Not paid. Stacking on top of it. Little kick out of the pack for North Geelong. Gains a bit of distance. They're pushing and wrestling down there. Both wanting a free kick. Neither getting it. Hand pass. They're going to get out of trouble here by Kent, I think it is. Kicks the ball up towards half forward for Corio. Again, no free kick. Again, no mark. Byzantine doesn't worry about that because he grabs it, kicks it to all the half forwards. Robbie Dix runs straight into Craig Goose. Everyone else has today. Why shouldn't he? Dick then gets clear of these, kicks the ball to half forwards. Jamie Marnie takes the mark.
Yeah, certainly caught the battering here this afternoon, Craig Goose, but gee whiz, he's got a ton of courage and has kept persisting all day. Now, Jamie Marnie, can he persist? He's kicked from 50 metres. The drop punt, it looks good, but it's just drifted with that slight breeze to the left of the big sticks, and he's offline.
1 point only, and just as soon as that ball was kicked by Jamie Marnie, good to see Craig Goose and Robbie Dick patting each other on the back. It could have happened to anyone, mate.
Well, just waiting now. The leader of the band, the coach of the Devils, Darren McNamara, goes short. Member side this time. Finds his teammate in the pocket. I think you'll find
O'Toole it was. Kicks the ball towards the centre wing. Edridge cleverly over the top and a lovely little tap to Keating. Keating plays on immediately. Finds his teammate in Cullen running through half forward. Cullen a long kick out in the lead. Up here, almost the mark taken by Cockrell. That's Greg Cockrell. Couldn't handle it the last minute. They stack it on top of him. Gomez is there defending grimly for North Geelong. It's picked up by Matty Cullen. A flying shot on the left foot into the pocket. Up they go and they tap it away. It's through for one behind only.
Yeah, great defensive football. Ivan Jovanovic there on that occasion in front, thumping it away, not taking any chances as we wait now on Stewie Hardiman to bring the ball back into play for those fabulous Magpies.
Geez, the trier is he, Stewie Hardiman. Never seen him play a bad one. Kicked into half-back, and Skoko, who's been everywhere today, forward, back, and now he's on the ball, I think, takes the mark at half-back. They're trying to win the game with Skoko on the ball. Kicks the ball. Too late for that. Iron's gone. Just as Darren Shelley was running onto the footy, and Corio have reversed last year's grand final decision in a very impressive performance here at Osborne Park on the Corio Village News Agency scoreboard, and also Taco Bills, of course, and I think Carlos Gomez might work there. Corio got 17, 11, 113 on the board, Ron. That is, can you write these down, Ronnie, while I'm calling them? 17 goals, 11. That's 113 on the board. Too good today for North Geelong, who kicked 12 goals, 11, 83. A 30-point victory, 5 goals, in fact, in favour of the Corio side, and a pretty good win away from their home ground.
Yeah, great victory, and the Devils in very high spirit as we see them hear them singing their victory song, and a well-deserved effort by those Devils here this afternoon. And we must thank too our last quarter sponsors here this afternoon, and of course Ray and Gail Edwards out there at the Cray Village News Agency, and of course the best taco in town at the top of the hill, Taco Bell's.
Oh, beautiful stuff, the Taco Bell's. That's I'm going to the Trots tonight with my horse going around, Ron, and I'm hoping to get a bit of Mexican on the way. I love it.
And what about our mate too, Cole Thompson, there's audio research. The only offset dealer.
Well, what would we do without him?
Oh, with it, sensational. Allowed us to bring another great broadcast for the GDFL here this afternoon, round 6. Match of the day at Osborne Park. A good victory to Corio.
Certainly was, Ron. I'd like to give you the goal kickers now for those people who didn't quite write them all down. For North Geelong, Darryl Jones got 2, Rick Bissington got 1, Johnny Pickett just kicked the 1 today, Neil Alford 1 goal to Darren Scott. I had 3 goals to the nose picker Tony Spence, and 3 goals early in the piece to Angie Skoko, who played a super game for North Geelong wherever he played. And for Corio, Ian Cockerell, a great game, kicked 2 goals. Mark Edridge got 3. How many is this for Rod Boothroyd, mate? Is it 6 or 7?
I give him 7.
7 goals to Rod Boothroyd, a full forward. Looked like kicking about 16 early in the game, but still fought on and kicked 7 goals for his side. Philip Boyle got 2 from half forward. Johnny Cousins booted 1, and 2 goals to the other nose picker, Matty Cullen. He just seemed to bob in and bob out, and bang, and another goals on the board. They were the goal kickers for the day here at the Osborne Park Oval.
Yes, certainly great team performance. The runners here this afternoon of the Corio Devils, just too quick for those fabulous Magpies here at Osborne Park. The difference between these two great sides in GDFL football, Cookie.
Well, if I was a North Geelong supporter, I wouldn't be too disappointed, Ron. They lost Timmy Swinnerton before the game, and well, we know what he's worth. He's worth 2 or 3 goals at least. He might be worth 4, and on a good day he's worth 5 or 6, so I wouldn't be too disappointed. They lost Malcolm Key with injury early in the game. They lost Darren Joswick with injury. They couldn't come back on either of those players after half-time, and it certainly it upsets the balance of the side. Angie Skoko, who was doing a great job at full forward, then had to be shifted onto Boothroyd at full back. In the end of it, he was playing in the ruck, and wherever he went, he played a great game, Angie Skoko. I take me lid off to you, son. Terrific effort, and I hope you keep going on with your good form throughout the year.
Yes, certainly, and I'm sure that if the Maggies can take a leaf out of Angie Skoko's book, they'll be obviously playing off in September, Cookie. But let's have a look at the Corio side here this afternoon. We spoke about all the players that were absent from the last year's grand final side, and there was quite a number of them.
I'll tell you them again, Ron. When you look at it, they've lost a heck of a lot. Frank Foppiani was a terrific player in this competition. He's now playing with the GFL side.
Yeah, North Shore.
Right. Greg Hutchison's gone to Anarchy. Craig Benson has gone to a GFL side too, I believe. Paul Baker's not playing. Paul Malley is playing at Anarchy. Mark McDowell's unfortunately for him, run second in the store. We'd have all loved to see him win because he was always very good to us at guest video when we were out there talking to him. Mark Stewart's a terrific player. Won the best and fairest here for Corio last year in this league. He's playing at North Shore, is he?
Yes, actually no, St Joseph.
Judd Gaylard, who was a big player. You wouldn't have seen much of him. Very tall man and could take a grab and played at centre-half back. Mark McMahon, their centre-half forward last year's gone. And Darryl McKenzie. He was an original nose picker. He could kick 5 or 6 a day in the forward pocket. And they're all gone. So let's give full credit to these guys that have come into the side. And some of these players have been coming up through their juniors and their reserves. And I speak of Jimmy Onturk at centre-half back. How do you think of his game, Ronnie?
Oh, 4 great quarters of footy. Consistency. I mean, he didn't, dominate, but he was always there and safe as a church all afternoon.
All right, the Cullen boys, been there all the time evidently, getting their chance in the season and grasping it with both heads. And the player that come on, Cal Keating, we met him before the game. Didn't he play a great game? And he come on, he's built like a matchstick, and he keeps getting the ball and keeps doing the hard things.
Yeah, very impressed with Calvin Keating's game. And I tell you what, he didn't kick a lot of goals here this afternoon, but he's a polished footballer at centre-half forward, and that's Philip Boyle, the number 9 Guernsey. I thought that he created a lot of opportunities for them, Cookie, and and was a real target for them. Likewise was Boothroyd, but two key position players for the Corio side today gave the little runners every opportunity they could.
Well, Ronnie, I'd seen a bit of Boyle play, of course, doing the games last year with Barry Walker, and he played half-forward flank last year. Mark McMahon played at centre-half forward, used to wear the number 40 jersey from memory. But Boyle was always, he just looked as though he needed a bit of a kick to make him go. Well, he's got the centre-half forward spot, and I think that's making him go. He does move around well, he's a lovely kick, he's good hands, and he does fight on for the footy as well. Mark Etridge is a pick-up. Obviously, he's a very good player. He hasn't come up through the juniors, I don't think, but he's a very good player. And Vlado Semjaniv and Johnny Cousins probably played about 1 or 2 senior games each last year. Yet here they are today. One's the ruckman and one's the rover. And gee, didn't he play a game, Semjaniv, especially after quarter time. I thought back controlled the rucks early, but after quarter time, Semjaniv just took over, not so much in the ruck department, but around the ground. He plays like a ruck rover for a big fellow. He was terrific, I thought.
Certainly did. And
Ross Manson, of course, on the wing.
Got to mention Roscoe. Well, let's not forget North Geelong. I mean, they had many tries. I've mentioned Andy Skoko. His great performance all day was a credit to him. I like Robbie Dick at half-back. He was taken off the ball and did very well, I thought, in defence. Jamie Marnie tried hard all day. Likewise, Tony Spence, the Whisper, whipping in and out for them all afternoon. And, well, Darryl Jones never puts a foot wrong and always gives 110% for the man.
He doesn't play a bad game, does he?
Certainly does not.
Ronnie, we've got a bit of good news. I can see Noel Fanning. He's escorting Darren McNamara, the co-coach of the Devils, the Corio, the winning side here today, back to the commentary position. It'll be interesting to have a word with Darren McNamara about these young players that are making the grade for Corio and making them into, well, they are now the top side.
They certainly are the only undefeated side in GDFL football on the completion of round 6. And a credit to Darren McNamara and his joint cohort coach Cookie in
the Bleach, Rod Boothroyd.
Perhaps,
Shane, if you've got a couple of quick messages there, we could take them now while Darren moves into the commentary box.
Not a problem, guys, and we'll go quickly through a couple of scores, too, while we're out of here, too, as well, here at 3YYFM. Final term scores, too, for the AFL matches, and, of course, it's all happened, and it's all happened indeed. Down there at, of course, Victoria Park, where Collingwood ran out winners. So 14-17-101 played Adelaide at 11-10-76. One of the big matches too today was Footscray at the Western Oval versus North Melbourne. Footscray ran out winners at 17-8-110. No, they didn't run out winners. Nope. That's one of my little tricks I often do, and it's really ran out winners by North Melbourne, 22-9-141. Big score there by North Melbourne. 22-9-141 played Footscray, 17-8-110. Other scores, too, we go through right now for the MCG. A bit of a clincher there. Plugger got 9. There, big 9 goals there for, of course, Lockett. Even his mighty effort didn't bring out the eventual win for St Kilda. In fact, the big winners were, in fact, Richmond. 19-22-136 played St Kilda, 16-8-104. Waverley, and, of course, down there at Waverley Park, Hawthorn ran out winners too, 16-17-113. Played Brisbane Bears, 10-10-70. And finally, a 1-point win to Fitzroy. 12-7-79 played Melbourne, 11-12-78. That is the latest scores as we have them. We'll have the seniors and also we'll have the Bellarine League up shortly. But first, these messages on RFM 5:02.
What a great lunch, Paul. My roast was superb. How was your grill?
Well, that satisfied me. I'll be right for the game.
And those mouth-watering sweets. We must go back to the Common Lafane next week because they're open all week for lunch from 11:30 till 2.
And the price is so reasonable. I'll tell the rest of the gang they're located at 209 Bellarine Street, East Geelong. The Common Lafane are sponsors of Double YR.
The Double YR Football 93 Goal of the Day is sponsored by the Painter's Pot. It's your one-stop paint shop. For discount paints of all top-name brands, as well as all painting accessories, the Painter's Pot has the lot. They also supply Dulux car paints. For all inquiries and expert advice on your paint requirements, call into the Painter's Pot, 69 Jerringham Street, Geelong, or phone 216 585.
What a great lunch, Paul. My roast was superb. How was your grill?
Well, that satisfied me. I'll be right for the game.
And those mouth-watering sweets. We must go back to the Common Lafane next week because they're open all week for lunch from 11:30 till 2.
And the price is so reasonable. I'll tell the rest of the gang they're located at 209 Bellarine Street, East Geelong. The Common Nafane are sponsors of Double YR.
In the sea of love.
The James Officer Carpet Warehouse has been Geelong's trusted floor covering specialist since 1969. With leading brands of carpets and vinyls, we also specialise in parquetry and cork flooring. Take your house plan into James Officer Carpet Warehouse or call us for a no-obligation free measure and quote. The James Officer Carpet Warehouse is located at 401 Moorabool Street, opposite the Cardinia Park scoreboard. The James Officer Carpet Warehouse are proud sponsors of Double YR.
The Double YR Football 93 Player of the Day is sponsored by Pizzaland. Pizzaland is not just pizzas, they specialise in Italian and Turkish cuisine. There are weekly specials like pasta, kebabs, Turkish breads and more, but best of all, pizzas baked in the traditional wood ovens. They're open from 11 a.m. till late, and they also have a BYO licence you can eat in or take away. For home delivery, telephone 218424. After the footy, stop by Pizzaland 52, Mercer Street in Geelong.
Sponsoring Double YR Football 93 second half scoreboard is Taco Bell Mexican Restaurant. Why not take Mum to Mexico for Mother's Day? And with our special kids prices, you can bring the whole family as well. Give Mum a taste of Mexico for lunch or dinner and enjoy our extensive traditional Mexican menu or select from the Australian cuisine, especially available for the not-so-adventurous mums. Fully licensed, bookings advisable. To avoid disappointment, call 214825. Taco Bell's 217 Moorabool Street, Geelong.
All right, learning to fly I am here at Double RFM. It's back to the men who really know what they're talking about, the professors of football here at Double RFM for a final wrap-up at Osborne Park. Good afternoon, guys.
Yeah, good afternoon, Shane, and thank you for those kind words, and sometimes we do, and especially David Cook, and it's with pleasure that David has got hold of the coach, the joint coach of the Corio Devils, the successful Corio Devils this afternoon in Darren McNamara.
Thanks very much, Ronnie. Actually, we must give the credit there to Fano. He's got hold of Darren. We're sitting up here still commenting on the game, and Fano was running around getting him and doing a good job too. Welcome, Darren.
There you go, Cookie.
What a sensational win. You don't win too often here, I understand.
No, that's right, Cookie. This is probably the first win we've had in 7 or 8 years that I can remember. We came here with an open mind. We had talks on a Thursday night as to whether we'd actually tag Jones or Simon Vack. And we took the positive attitude, and the boys led well. And we led most of the day, which was quite surprising. We thought that they might have thrown a charge back at us, but to our boys' credit, they've gone on with the job and won the game.
Yeah, you're right there. I called the grand final last year for guest video between the two combatants out here today, yourselves and North Geelong, and I did it from memory, but I went through the players before the game that you had lost, and they included Frank Foppiani, Greg Hutchison, Craig Benson, Paul Baker, Paul Mallier, Mark McDowell, Mark Stewart, Judd Gaylard, Mark McMahon and Daryl McKenzie. Now, is that about right?
Yeah, that's about right, Cookie. We sat down and scratched out where we were sort of going in the next few years. We set up a plan where we'd give the young kids a bit of a run and bring them up from the under-18s and blood them in with the senior players, the likes of Craig Marsh and the two Cockrell brothers. You know, they're inspirational. They lead by example, and these young kids sort of look up to them, and it's just great. You know, things have come together.
Well, Ronnie, you'd agree with me. Some of these kids were terrific today, and I mean, I think I saw him play one game last year. Vlado Semjanov, I think I saw him play one game. Johnny Cousin, I think I saw play one. They've come up. Michael O'Toole was a sort of in-and-out player last year. Wouldn't have played many senior games, I wouldn't think, would he, Mick O'Toole?
Mick was in and out. He got a bit of a run. I probably thought that they were playing him out of position last year. He's a bit of a backman. We stuck him there in the back pocket, and because his fitness was a little bit down. He had cricket commitments at the start of the year, but just week by week, Mick's got his game together, and he's looking the goods.
David Cullen, I didn't see much of the Manson boys, Matty Cullen, all these players. Jimmy Onturk, we were very impressed with him, Ron.
Well, 4 great quarters of football, consistent and very reliable, and I think Fancy just gets the job done in defence there for you.
Yeah, Jimmy's been a bit of a surprise packet. He played most of his football in the reserves last year, and we were sort of lacking a key defender, so we thought we'd bring Jimmy up. He actually played on legs Boothroyd in a practice match. We had a bit of a scratch match the last week before we started the season. And Jimmy played on legs and held him to probably a couple of kicks. So we thought, oh, well, it looks like he's obviously the man for the job. And we brought him up, and actually he had something like 30 or 40 possessions against Werribee. He was probably our best player. We threw him last week into the ruck, of course, because Vlado Semjaniv was unavailable, and he did the job for us last week. And, of course, Vlado was back this week, and he's obviously done the job for us today.
Well, I saw Mark Stewart play 4 games last year. I think we gave him best on ground in 3 of them. He was a tremendous loss for you, obviously, a young player improving yourself, going to a better league. But, gee whiz, Vlado Semjaniv, he might follow in the same footsteps. He plays like a ruck rover. Not that great, I didn't think, at the centre bounces, but around the ground he was just tremendous today, Ron.
Oh, without a doubt. And, he really just nullified any forward thrusts, especially across half back there for the Corio side today. And he just brought so many other players into the game with some quick hands and foot passing, and a great acquisition to the club, Darren.
Oh, yes, definitely. Vlado actually was the same story as Jimmy Onturk. We threw him into the ruck, and in that same game that we had a bit of a scratch match, and he came up with the goods there, had 40 or 50 odd possessions, and we just persevered with them two, and obviously they're doing the job for us.
Very good temperament too for youngsters, haven't they? Under pressure a few times, didn't do anything silly, cool in the crisis.
I think that's what's sort of been the difference this year. The young kids, they just make it so easy for you. You know, they get up at training, they're keen, they listen to what you've got to say, they're very disciplined when they turn up for Saturday. Even the umpires have commented, you know, we've got word back from the Geelong Football Umpires League that we're probably the most disciplined side in the competition.
Great credit to you.
Darren, I was interested to hear your comments at quarter time. You obviously must have had some worries with Simon Vack. You said that he hadn't had much use of the football in the first quarter, and you felt that Vlado was on top of him. And when I came back here and mentioned that on air, the boys immediately disagreed.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, we were a little worried that Simon Vacky seems to have been the main name mentioned over the previous few weeks, and that he obviously has been a prime mover. You know, he's got a background of coming from North Shore in the GFL, and actually we were chasing the man ourselves, and North Geelong got him before us and snapped him up. But to our boys' credit, you know, of course we've missed Mark Stewart. Vlado seems to have filled his shoes.
Well, I've got to be honest, that was the reason why I went for North Geelong today. It's the first mistake I've made in broadcast selections this year, because you didn't have Stewart and they did have Vac. And another thing I noticed that you did after the game today, you went into the North Geelong rooms, spoke to them briefly about your club, and not to keep, to drop their heads too much on the defeat today. You don't see that in country football. As a matter of fact, you don't see that in football at all much these days, do you?
Oh, that's just a club policy. We sort of sat down and nutted out what we were actually going to do, and that's just something that we've introduced. A lot of clubs have sort of been a bit apprehensive as to coming into our rooms after the game and having a drink, but we just want to promote the atmosphere that's there. It's a family club. We're obviously there for the community to come over and use our premises and come over and have a kick. Anyone's welcome, and we've just opened the doors, and while going in the opposition's rooms after the game, we felt that that was an invitation for them to come in and just see what it's like.
Well, I think you've probably reversed a trend in football, because that's gone away, and I think it was great to see. Congratulations on what you did, Darren.
Thanks very much, fellas.
That is tremendous after a bit of a off-field strife last year, Darren. We called that, I think, and gee, that's good, Ron, isn't it, to get a bit of good stuff back into the footy.
Bit of spirit, that's what it's all about. Fellowship, and it's a great sport, this great game out of Australian rules football, and those sorts of things started to drift out. Congratulations to the Corio Football Club for bringing the good old-fashioned stuff back into play.
Oh, it's great. I think I've got the kids to thank for that. They're just that dedicated and committed to the game, and hopefully from now we can take each week as it comes, as we have so far, and go on for bigger and better things.
Well, did you know, Darren, I'm a mind reader, and I read David Cook's mind halfway through the third quarter, and he was thinking to himself, there's a grand final team out there if they keep their heads level.
Well, before the season even started, there was a lot of people that sort of written us off, but as I said, we've had confidence in the young kids coming through the club, and we've blooded a few of the reserves that showed a bit of promise last year, and obviously they've been getting to training. We've been getting good numbers at training, probably 35, 40, and it just shows the commitment that the guys are prepared to make. I asked them for that commitment, and they've shown that 100%, and obviously we're getting the results that we're looking for.
Okay, Darren, we've got more clothes on than you, in fact. You're probably ready to get in the shower. Just one quickie before you go. The co-coaching job with Legs, Rod Boothroyd, we've seen it work. It certainly worked at Leopold. They won a premiership under Phil Taglaboo and Peter Lang, then took it on to where they go to
Drysdale.
they're back at Drysdale now. They went into the GFL there with that side, Ronnie, that moved from the Bella Angels. Tell me that wasn't a minute. Yeah, Leopold it was. And then back with Drysdale. We've seen it work. How does it work out your way, and who does what? Do you take training or do you do the talking?
Well, what actually happens is I do the talking of a Saturday, and I actually take training as well. Legs is a sort of a fill-in man, if you like. I mean, he's great. He's great with the kids. The kids look up to him. When I'm not there for training, Legs will take training and so forth. And we nut it out together. Mark Ettridge, of course, has come back from Brokewood. He's another great asset to the club. We sort of just nut it out between ourselves at training and set up different skills and drills and take it from there. But on a Saturday, I usually do the talking prior to the game and so forth. But as well as that, we've also, to break down the barrier with the kids and so forth, we've made Nevada Cornwall captain. That seems to be working very well. Nevada's pretty level-headed sort of a kid, and he's obviously leading by example. He's played probably 4 out of our 6 games. He's probably been amongst our best players.
Well, he was your big rep last year, Cookie, Nevada Cornwall, wasn't he?
Yeah, I like Nevada. He used to wear long sleeves last year, Nevada. He's nice and easy to pick out. Tell him to put him back on and we can pick him out a bit easier and give him a vote or two. Darren, congratulations today. Great win today to beat the last year's premiers in the grand final replay. A lot at stake. There was plenty of feeling in the game at times, but your boys were just too quick and too young and enthusiastic in the finish. On behalf of Noel Fanning and Ron
Just
James.
before, one quick question before you go, Darren. I noticed that you guys like to switch the play when it goes into your back line. You'd like to immediately switch it across to the other side of the ground. Is that something you've worked on?
Yeah, that's something we've worked on. The training, we set up different drills. It's something that I like. It breaks the play up, and obviously by the standard of today's game, you can see how we've improved by getting quick hands out and moving the ball on very quickly, and it just seems to cut sides apart. And that's something that we work on at training, and we've got it down knack now.
Very good. It's good to see it. It's certainly, you get the drop on the other side when you do that.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, again, thanks very much for sparing your time to come up, Darren. I've nicknamed you last year the leader of the band, Darren McNamara at full back, and Ronnie Brains jumped on the bandwagon. We might make you famous by the end of the year. Congratulations on a great win for the Corio Football Club today at Osborne Park.